All Things Motoring International is owned and brought to you by SA's most trusted online vehicle platform, CHANGECARS. Our name says it all, whether you're looking to sell, need advice, need finance, or need insurance. CHANGECARS has you covered. In this week's episode of All Things Motoring, Mike attends the Piston Ring Club birthday bash, and Ernest is back with part 2 of the Classic Car and Bike Show. This is a show that continues our journey down memory lane.
The year is 1989. Sure releases a hit single, If I Could Turn Back Time. And some of the words are, if I could, I truly would. Today we're at the Piston Ring Club. Third Sunday of every month, they have this kind of event. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Every time we come to an event like this, I see cars that I've never seen. Today it's a little bit different. It's not tens of cars, it's literally hundreds of cars. Am I in awe? Absolutely. By the end of this, I hope you will be too. If you think of the 1980s, whether you were a fan of Ford or not, Ford Sierra, Ford Sapphire, they stand out. And there were two engines at the time that particularly stood out. The XR6, a 3-litre V6, and the XR8, a 5-litre V8. Then overseas, they had something slightly different. A Ford Sapphire, 2-litre turbo.
Turbo Cosworth, yeah, it's a Cosworth motor.
Amazing.
It was a special build, yeah.
Now, Devon, if you think of it, at the time, small 2-litre engines were definitely not the norm in cars this size. But Ford went with the brand that is Cosworth, and they got some decent power out of this. 150 kilowatts and 276 Newton meters of torque. You heard the power output from me because that's easy. You just go into Wikipedia to find that. But for more information, as Ernest would say, we throw it to the voice in the sky.
The Ford Sierra RS Cosworth has an intriguing albeit limited history in South Africa. The Sierra itself was introduced to the South African market in the early 1980s as a modern aerodynamic family car, produced locally at Ford's Silverton plant near Pretoria. However, the high-performance RS Cosworth variant was never officially sold in South Africa due to its niche appeal and the small market for high-performance European sports sedans at the time. The Ford Sierra RS Cosworth, developed in Europe in partnership with Cosworth, was imported in 1986 as a homologation special for Group A racing. It featured a turbocharged 2-litre double overhead cam engine, producing an impressive 150 kilowatts and 276 Newton meters. While South African buyers didn't get the RS Cosworth through official channels, a small number were privately imported by enthusiasts who wanted its high performance and racing pedigree. Today, the Ford Sierra RS Cosworth and Sapphire RS Cosworth holds legendary status in South Africa among classic car collectors and motorsport fans. The few imported models are highly sought after, representing a piece of European motorsport heritage in the South African automotive landscape.
On the road, a car like this must be incredibly drivable. What is it like?
It's drivable, it's smooth, it's pedal power,
yeah.
It's good.
But like the engine, tractable, third, fourth gear, relatively low revs, does it pull strongly?
Yeah, it pulls strong, yes, it does.
Now, how many of these are in South Africa?
At the moment, I think this is a 2-wheel drive,
right.
And then they brought in the 4-wheel drive as well. So I would say about 4 of these and maybe 5 of the 4-wheel drive. Something like that.
So when you see this car, as you'll see on screen right now, it is in absolute immaculate condition. But look at the seats, the side bolsters, absolutely incredible. Truly, the first time I've seen it. Devon, I'll say it to everybody, if you're going to sell this car one day, where are you going to sell it?
Someone local, or I'll sell it to you.
Shake on that.
Shut.
I've always believed the success of a brand depends on how loyal your customers are to you. When you think of Alfa Romeo, when you think of Porsche, you're always going to go to a meet where you're going to see old Alfas and old Porsches. There's one other brand, Roy. What is that people are absolutely loyal to? I want to hear it out of your mouth.
The Blue Blood Ford.
The Oval of Ford. Now, you've got a very, very nice title. You are the chairman of the Ford Club. Tell us about the club.
So back in 2007, we decided to start it as an official car club, classic car club. The club was essentially to share your tales, experiences, and the car needs to kind of represent what did your grandfather have in the day, or your father, or your aunt or uncle. They all had one. Everybody's got a story to tell about a specific car. So that's the essence of it. It's keeping it true to the originality. But at the same time, we do have cars that are slightly flared up and, you know, but we try to keep it as what Ford made it back in the day. At the time, there were other clubs about, and we decided to be unique. There happened to be quite a lot of Ford Escorts on the roads, and we wanted to be Escort. As time went by, more brands or marques, Cortinas and other Ford brands started joining in because there was no space for them. And we grew them to the point where we could say, now you can go on your own and do your own thing as your own type of club. So we've evolved over the years. I mean, it just started out as Escorts, but now it's a Ford club.
Lovely. So if you're looking to join the ideal Ford Club, on your screen right now, you'll see the details. So let me tell you what I've seen today. Tens of Fords and a welcoming group of people. Roy, it's clear you lead by example. Thank you for chatting to us, and tell us which low-priced Ford Classic I can buy.
Around here?
Nothing.
No. The Sierra there might be a good option, but at this stage we try and keep it close to the heart.
Nice.
Yes.
Guys, the days of bargains are gone. All I can say, anybody who's looking to buy a classic, do it now, because it's going to be a lot more expensive in 5 years. And if you do it in 5 years, it's going to be a lot more expensive 5 years from then. So what am I saying? Classics always go up in value. When I say the motoring authority, what do you think of? Is it a person or is it a brand? For me, it's a brand. There are many people that know this stuff about cars, but without a shadow of doubt, in South Africa, past, present and future. When one thinks of the AA, for me, it's absolute nostalgia. You can ask your parents, your grandparents, their parents, what was the brand in the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, you get the picture, that everybody trusted. And why? Because there's one thing about the AA, they've got no hidden agenda. They are there for you, the public. And I'm proud to say that is what our brands are about. We are here for you, the public.
Coming up after the break, Ernest is back with part 2 of the Classic Car and Bike Show.
This is why you shouldn't trust everything you see on the internet. After watching a video of someone using duct tape to open a car window, this guy decided to give it a shot. He set everything up exactly like in the video. He taped the window and got ready for the big moment.
Are you looking to sell? Visit Change Cars and click on the Selling tab.
Welcome back to Timer Hall for part 2 of our Modern Classic segment. And as you can see, we've got Bumble Customs at the back and Odyssey Garage, because this event is not just about cars. You can buy parts here, you can buy books here, you can buy caps here, you can buy almost anything you need for your car while browsing some of these modern classics. Speaking of browsing cars, that's my cue to leave. Many years ago, there was a group of guys that had a brand called Cruise This. Now, that was when I spoke to Shamil over here. That's the first thing I mentioned, trying to, show that I know a little something. And then he tells me he built those cars and was involved there, knows the guys in Small World in Cape Town, because Cape Town is a small world.
Small world.
But it's not so small because I've never seen one of these around. This is the hardtop coupe version of this 1968 Impala.
Yes.
Could you tell us a bit more about this car?
Yeah, like you said, it's a 68 Impala. It's a two-door. It's a SS coupe. It's got a small block Chevy V8.
327?
327, yes. Power glide gearbox. 4-barrel. Carburetor.
Now you're just using swear words, eh? So you clearly love this car. It's the type of car that people fall in love with, isn't it?
Yeah, no, for sure, yes.
So the driving experience, comfortable, soft, what's that
Very
like?
comfortable. Yeah, very kind. The tension is, nice. Like, I love the tension also.
Well, this color, what made you choose this color?
Yeah, it's a...
Because you've had this car for 25 years now.
I had it for 25 years, yes. Because of the interior used to be white. And I had to, take a color that, complemented the interior, and then I went for this blue.
Okay.
It's a color that I always liked also.
Nice.
There is a couple of things that I would like to do, like maybe the interior, I would like to, improve on that.
Yeah.
And maybe some, the wheels maybe.
Okay, nice.
That's about it. But I would like to keep this color.
Okay, nice. And then how often do you drive this car?
Wow, you won't believe me, but I actually drive it every day.
Every day?
Every day, yes. My daily drive.
Now, earlier on, we spoke about fuel consumption, but you say that's non-applicable.
Yeah, no.
Fuel consumption, non-applicable.
Non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable. Like my father used to say, if you want to own a car like this, don't talk about fuel consumption.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Shamil, thanks for chatting to us and good luck with the car.
Man. No problem. It's a
Enjoy the
pleasure.
car. I'll see you in traffic on Monday.
No problem.
For those that were on the Cape Town scene about 10 years ago, I was commentating at the drags at the time, and this car was very popular. It belonged to a lady by the name of Marlies Hoon, and sadly 10 years ago she passed away. The car now belongs to her very good friend Devon Adams, but it just shows that certain cars, certain vehicles, certain times are more than just the sum of their engines and parts. It's something that contributes to the culture in an ongoing way. And for Marlise's contribution and all the events and get-togethers that she organized, this one is for you. The 30-year rule is real. I'm chatting to Alex over here, and a lot of the conversations that I'm having, Alex, is about people once having a car. You said your father was a big Datsun fan back in the day, and then years later hunting down the one that they want, which is this one. It's a fascinating story. Could you tell us about how this car got into the family?
Well, I would say it's around 2014. My dad, having 4 doors, he wanted a 2-door after finding out about them and having friends and family that throughout the years. So he found this one on Gumtree and basically said, the guy, here's the money, tomorrow I'm driving up.
I'm getting it. So this one over here, you've kept it original. The paint, the car's been sprayed, but everything else pretty much is as it was.
Apart from small things in the interior, I think the front seats is from a newer Sentra Coupe, and the wheels, everything else is still original motor.
Yeah, I would also put mags on. That's just what I would do as well. So the original motors in here, original gearbox, all that sort of stuff. And just one more question, Alex. You get to drive it as well?
I have, but my dad always wants to be passenger. I only get a special occasion now and then.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Thanks so much for joining us, Alex, and good luck with the future of this car. And what do you drive, by the way?
Well, I've got the Sentra, and I've got also one that I'm busy with.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The past, the present, and the future. What I love about the show is that you see cars that you don't see often, like that 380 ICD, this Opel SR over here. My brother's mother-in-law had one of those. And then this Opel 200 IS. And of course, the TS, a car that I drove and a car that belongs to a good friend of the brand, Dylan. Yeah, that was a good day. So that's it from me for the Classic Car and Bike Show. I found a familiar car, so I think it's time for me to head out of here. I'll see you guys in the next show.
Coming up after the break, Mike talks to more car enthusiasts at the Piston Ring Birthday Bash. Did you know? The Chevrolet Impala has a unique history in South Africa, reflecting its global appeal and Chevrolet's strategy of offering American cars in international markets. In the 1960s and 70s, the Impala was imported into South Africa and sold as a premium full-size sedan. It became a symbol of status and luxury, appealing to affluent buyers who admired its spaciousness, powerful engines, and bold American styling. In South Africa, Chevrolet vehicles, including the Impala, were often assembled locally at General Motors' plant in Port Elizabeth. This allowed GM to bypass import tariffs and cater to regional preferences. The Impala gained popularity among government officials and business executives thanks to its impressive road presence and comfort, making it a staple in the country's luxury car market. By the late 1970s and 80s, with changing economic conditions and a growing demand for smaller, more fuel-efficient cars, the Impala and other large American sedans gradually disappeared from the South African market. General Motors South Africa shifted its focus to more compact models, better suited to local needs. Though the Impala is no longer sold in South Africa, its legacy lives on among classic car enthusiasts, with vintage models still prized at car shows and private collections. Looking for finance and insurance? Visit Change Cars and click on the Financial Products tab.
The year is 1979, and yours truly, Michael Pashut, is 6 years old and going into grade 1. However, Michael has an older brother who's 12 years older than me, and he matriculated in 1979. And guess what happens in the year you matriculate? You get your first car. And Alon, this is for you. The first car you got was what is behind me, a Colt 1100. I remember you paid 750 Rand. I also remember it was this color. And I remember Mom and Dad helping you find the car and saying, did we buy it from an unscrupulous dealer? Unscrupulous dealers in 1979 in South Africa? You better believe they existed. Two wheels or four wheels, John Surtees, a 1964 Formula One world champion, couldn't decide why, because he was also a three-time 500cc world champion, 56, 58 and 59. Jan, you and John have got something in common, but you've done it slightly different. He couldn't decide between 2 and 4 wheels, so you went for?
3 wheels.
Tell us about this beauty behind us.
Okay, it's a 2006 model, 1800. It's a custom, we've imported a kit from America.
So this is not how it started out live, very clearly.
It started with a 2-wheeler.
And then the indecision came, 2 or 3.
Then the decision came in. And then I took it to Kim, the artist in Pretoria.
Beautiful.
And she done all the artwork what I actually designed on.
So on your screen right now, you'll see this absolute work of art. And there's a couple of things about this bike that are super interesting. Wait and listen.
So while you're driving, actually, you can smoke your cigar.
You're the first guest on our show who's ever smoked a cigar. Jan, many people want to be like you, I'm sure. Maybe a pipe next, who knows?
Yeah. And you can have your drink also while you're driving.
Your cool drink, of course.
Yes. It's got a speed cruiser. You put your hands off, you just sit and relax on a highway all the way to Cape Town. I've got 3 of them, a pink one and a red one. The 2012 models, that I will sell, but not this one. And I got a trailer also custom built, the long road, long distance roads, same color, custom paint, everything, if I go to Cape Town. You can actually fit in while you're lying on that. It's independent suspension. You can sleep all the way down there.
That's incredible. So guys, I used to fly business class, no more. Now I'm driving business class. So the next time you see me and Jan together, remember, I'll be in the back, sleeping and relaxing business class style. Whether we talk about Alfa Romeo or Volvo or everything in between, there's not a brand that people don't know the name of. And I'm excluding the Chinese stuff. But there's one name that is absolutely synonymous with. In fact, we call it the Rolls-Royce of. Doesn't matter if you're not talking about cars. You can be talking about furniture. You can be talking about TVs. And that is truly the Rolls-Royce of. 1933, you got a smile on your face, Bob, with good reason, because this car didn't start life out in South Africa.
Yeah, no, we imported it in 2019, and I've worked on it now for 5 years, and I've got it to a stage now I can drive to Cape Town tomorrow.
Now you say you'd get in it and drive it to Cape Town. You've obviously done a lot of restoration. We're talking about engine, gearbox, suspension. What have you done here?
Everything. I'll tell you what, it's only the diff what I haven't, because it's got a limited slip diff from 1933, believe it or not.
That's incredible.
And the engineering in this is so phenomenal.
I can imagine.
Unbelievable. It is such a feast to ride. To think, you know, of the 3,700 of these cars that they built at that stage.
Was it only 3,700?
Of this
That's
model.
Incredible.
And 74% are still on the road.
Now the million-dollar question,
Yeah.
the passion for Rolls-Royce, where did that start? Where
I
did it
got
come
married in a Rolls 50 years ago, and it was always there. And when I got to pension stage, my wife says, now what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to buy a Rolls. When it got to the stage, for about 5 years, I was on the internet, and I found this car on a Friday morning in England, and 12 o'clock that day I bought it. Without seeing it, I just knew that's my car.
Was it like proverbial love at first sight, even without seeing it?
Without seeing it.
So now, often we talk about cars leaving our shores, and it really saddens me when we see our cars going to Australia, to Europe, to North America. But quite clearly, there are people who are bringing them in still. Is this the normal?
No, definitely not.
So it is rare?
Yeah, very rare. It's 100% plus roadworthy, and everything works perfect.
So there's only one more thing to do. We've had an incredible interview. What are you going to do next?
Go for a ride.
You've read the script. When the weather gods get the memo, you know it's going to be a good day. And today was a superb day. 32 degrees and tens of cars. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I cannot believe every time I come to a show like this, I see cars I've never seen. I see people I've never seen. But something has changed. And for this, we are so proud and so thankful and so humble. Everybody's starting to come up and say, hey guys, nice to see you. I see the show. To the audience, to the fans, to the followers. Without you, we do not have a show. What I would love, every third Sunday of the month, Piston Ring Club, they have this event. Sometimes we'll be here, sometimes we won't be able to. But if you're keen to meet us, we're keen to meet you. Come and join us. Ernest, guess what? People also asked about you. They said, where's Ernest? I said, hey, Ernest does the good stuff in Cape Town. I do the hard stuff in Joburg. Till next week, when Ernest will be on the show again, enjoy.
Here is the screen top tip of the week. Baking soda deodorizer. Leave an open box of baking soda under the seat to absorb odors. It's like a mini air purifier on the go. Before you buy a second-hand car, screen it. It's what smart people do. Coming up next week on All Things Motoring, we visit Swartkorps Raceway for passion for speed. And Ernest attends the West Coast Car Show. This is a show with scenery and speed.
Whether you are a fan of the Ford or not, oh, Jason, go tell you.
Welcome back to Time Hall for part 2 of our Modern Classics segment, okay?
Let me tell you what I've seen today. Literally tens of Fords, a welcoming.
It's for sale, by the way. It's for sale.
I knew I did something wrong. I got married in a Toyota Quantum, and I'm not even joking. That was a courtesy vehicle I used.
Do you need any motoring advice? From where or what to buy? And where to sell? Visit the All Things Motoring International website and click the Advice tab to ask Mikey. All Things Motoring International was brought to you by SA's most trusted online vehicle platform, CHANGECARS. Our name says it all. There is no safer online vehicle platform. That's not an opinion, that's a fact.